This week's video is the classic Van Damme movie Kickboxer. I've done so much Seagal lately that I feel like I'm neglecting my Schwarzenegger, Stallone, and Van Dammers. So strap on your hemp rope gloves covered in glass and get ready to do the splits even when it's not necessary, because this week we're watching Van Damme do some Van Damage and rescue some Van Damsels in distress while bringing some Van Damme honor back to America. You're gonna disrespect the United States of America? Jean-Claude would be Van Damned if he's gonna let that happen. So let's Van go! Kickboxer begins with Eric the Eliminator Sloan, who is not played by Keith Hernandez, and he's kickboxing the crap out of his opponent and winning the heavyweight championship of kickboxing. What? Why are you snickering? It's a real thing. Eric is so good that he's destroyed every opponent there is to beat. It really is a great time to be Eric Sloan, and I don't see this party ever stopping.
What about Thailand? Kickboxing was invented there, and they're the best at it.
What the? Okay, random reporter. Let him enjoy this moment.
Oh, really? Kid, book us a flight to Taiwan.
I mean, that's meant to show how stupid Eric is, but you'd probably have to get a connecting flight in Taiwan anyways. So Eric wants to prove that he's the best there is. So it looks like the Sloan brothers are going to Thailand. And also, Kurt is rocking some god-tier level denim. Like, this ensemble is just unmatched. I mean, acid wash denim vest with no shirt underneath. That's like the holy grail of denim wear. Only a handful of people have ever been able to pull that off. Like, he could have started his own clothing line, Jean-Claude Van Denim. So Eric must face Thailand's champion Tong Po, and Eric is overconfident despite Kurt witnessing Tong Po going to town on a load-bearing beam. So, like, Tong Po is not only freakishly strong, but he's incredibly stupid, and that is just like the most dangerous combination ever. So Kurt tries to beg Eric not to fight because Tong Po is crazy, but Eric is so high on his kickboxing supply that he just dismisses Kurt outright.
Can he move like me?
What the? That sounded incredibly squishy. Don't slosh around like that too much, Eric, or you'll get your brother Van Damp. So Eric decides to go through with the fight anyways. I will crush my opponent's spirit before I crush his spine. He will be a ghost of his former self. I am God, and my judgment will be swift and vengeful. Pickup trucks, hot dogs, 4th of July, country music, John Deere, freedom! His loved ones will watch as I rain blow after blow upon his broken body. He will beg for death, but death will not be able to reach him, for I will not allow it. I am all that is. I am all that shall ever be. I am rage incarnate. Football, bald eagles, fried food, NASCAR. And is this a sacred headdress? If so, I apologize, but it looks like someone bopped him on the head with a tiny tennis racket. Like, no disrespect, but it's like he's in a cartoon, and his wife got angry because he came home late, and she hit him on the head with a tennis racket, and the broken racket strings make that boing sound, and a giant bump forms on his head with birds flying around. Again, if this is something that is steeped in history and tradition, I apologize. But like, he would then turn towards the camera with a dazed smile and all his teeth would fall out. The fight begins and Tong Po knocks down Eric almost immediately, and then proceeds to, how do I put this delicately? He f***s Eric in the and then makes Eric his own in front of his brother while skull him and into his eye socket. And then he does that thing of when you and then the other person has to and then you both at the same time. And then he turns Eric into his while and meat puppet. And honestly, this is seriously one of the best choreographed fights in a movie because it just looks and sounds brutal as hell. You're a sick freak, Jean-Claude. And I love it. So it's the end of round 1, and Kurt begs his brother to end it. But Eric is so messed up that he has no idea what the hell is going on right now. Oprah, laser tag, Steely Dan hamburgers.
I'll show him. Let's cancel.
No. Second Amendment milkshake.
Let's cancel, please.
Second Amendment milkshake. Uh-oh. And you know Eric is beyond now because Tong Po unleashes I'm riding a motorcycle style, which is virtually indefensible. Tong Po knocks Eric down again, and Kurt throws in the towel, but what? Can you do that? Check the rules. I don't think you can do that. So before anyone can double check, Tong Po drops an elbow and breaks Eric's spine. Now Eric is in bad shape, but luckily this underground kickboxing tournament provides him the best care that they can.
Hey, where you going? Hey, you hear me?
Now in America, this level of care would cost $50,000.
Kurt.
Nerf guns, sparklers, apple pie. So a fellow American and ex-Army Special Forces operative named Taylor pulls up and offers to take them to the hospital, and they load Eric up in the back of his van. Again, this is the exact coverage my insurance offers, except my driver's name is Ben. And after working on him all night, the doctor says that Eric is paralyzed and will never walk again. Kurt says that he wants to get Tong Po, and Taylor tells them he's not good enough to fight him.
Forget about it.
I'm not signing your death warrant too. I don't want your blood on my hands. I got enough already.
I mean, it's nice that Taylor cares so much about Kurt, but Taylor is basically the equivalent of an Uber driver right now. Like, I don't even want Uber drivers to talk to me, period, let alone tell me that I can't avenge my brother. That is way overstepping your bounds, Steve P. in gray Nissan Altima. Kurt wanders the city trying to come to terms with what happened. I think Eric would disagree, and he finds the busiest gym I've ever seen, and he tells the trainer that he wants to learn Muay Thai so he can challenge Tong Po.
I want to train Muay Thai.
ไอ้นี่มันจะมาชกไอ้นี่ดูมันสติจะเสียแล้วมั้ง
Okay, now I'm one of those people who thinks that any group of people that is laughing at me, so this would be my absolute nightmare, because they are definitely laughing at him. Kurt then runs into Taylor, who says that he knows someone that will teach him Muay Thai, and Taylor drops Kurt at Xian's house to ask for help training. Xian tells Kurt to go to the village to buy groceries before he can make his decision, and Kurt goes to the store and meets Xian's niece Miley, and we learn that gangster Freddie Lee is the big boss around this area, and Tong Po is like his lieutenant that oversees this province, and some of Tong Po's goons shake down Miley's store, and Kurt beats the shit out of him. Xian agrees to train Kurt and invites him to stay at his house. And in movies, I love the whole martial arts instructor with unconventional training methods. Xian straps meat to Kurt's leg and makes him outrun a hungry dog. Mr. Miyagi made Daniel wax cars and paint the fence. Tanaka made Frank Dukes do this. And there was the time my sensei Kenneth made me build him a rocket to fly to the moon. Like, I know nothing about rockets, so it was just like 3 50-gallon drums stacked on top of each other. He just kept muttering something about my training will help me defeat the moon beast. And I was like, what the hell does any of this have to do with karate? And he pulled a knife on me, and he said that we need to bring his brother's body back to Earth. Like, he was pretty drunk and he was slurring pretty bad, but I'm like 90% sure that's what he said. And now everyone always accused Jean-Claude of using special effects to showcase his character doing the splits. So they have to always include a scene showing him training to do splits so we can kind of imagine what a normal human would have to go through to pull off something like that. It's kind of how, like, if The Rock were in a family movie where he played like a mild-mannered accountant or something, then they would have to include a scene that explains why he's so jacked. Xian then says they have to go to train in a special place, and he takes Kurt to a bar and gets him wasted and makes him dance with a couple of ladies. For all you white dudes that need dance moves at weddings, all you need is this scene, talent show from Napoleon Dynamite, and the Tin Man. Master those 3 moves, you're golden. And so while Kurt is absolutely feeling it, Xian walks around riling everyone up, and Kurt gets attacked and funky splits. Holy hell, nothing can top that. Oh my god, air splits. So Kurt whoops the shit out of him, and Xian uses that to organize a fight for Kurt to practice. Kurt easily wins, and the crowd calls him Nak Suk Kao, which translates to the White Warrior, and Kurt again demands to fight Tong Po. Eric gets released from the hospital and comes to stay at Xian's, and Eric pleads with Kurt to not fight Tong Po. Come on, Kurt. We'll head back to America, crank up the national anthem, and split a case of PBR in the back of my truck that I've converted into a makeshift pool. A messenger for Freddie Lee brings a message saying that the fight has to be done the old way, with their hands wrapped in hemp and resin and dipped in broken glass. And Tong Po wants to ensure that Kurt goes through with the fight, so he proceeds to rape Miley, and he sends his men to kidnap Eric and stab Xian's dog. In case you haven't guessed, Tong Po is evil. And we finally make it to the fight, which is in an underground temple. So they tell Kurt that he has to lose the fight or else they'll kill Eric. And the fight begins and Tong Po is dominating mainly because he employs the big brother holding you out of arm's length style. No little brother has ever figured out how to counter that move. And even though they have glass on their hands, the entire first half of this fight is just kicks. I mean, I get that it's Kickboxer, but they're the ones who decided to put glass on their hands. I'm just wondering when we're going to see it. Xian and Taylor go to Tong Po's hideout to rescue Eric, and Taylor goes full John Matrix and just opens fire from the outside without knowing where the good guys are. And Xian, well, he kind of goes full Marion Cabretti and impales this dude on a meat hook. But he's even more extreme because he impales him through his butthole. Even Cobra would think that was too far. And back at the fight, both fighters finally remember that they have glass on their hands and finally use their fists. And Kurt is bloody and hurt, but then Taylor, Eric, and Xian show up, and Kurt has Miley cut his ropes and he proceeds to destroy Tong Po and kick him out of the ring and finally defeats his enemy, which is all well and good, but like Tong Po and Freddie Lee are basically the Bangkok Mafia, and Kurt just humiliated their number one fighter on their turf in an unsanctioned underground fight. So actually Kurt and Eric are in more danger now than they've ever been this whole movie. I honestly have no idea how they're going to be allowed to live after that, so this is not the happy ending that everyone thinks it is. What's that? Oh, I was just being nitpicky. That's actually what happens in Kickboxer 2? Holy shit!